And coming up next on it's Postcard from Poprad. This is going to go well today, for goodness sake. From Plymouth to Portsmouth to Poprad. We are Radio Tatras International, broadcasting since 2005. We're like that, you know, still here. Don't go away. Postcard from Poprad is up next.
All right, down we go.
This is Radio Tetris International, Postcard from Poprad.
I think it's a bizarre idea.
Well, it doesn't sound broken.
We've had a bit of a rewind.
Ian, I've got something to say. I was waiting for my moment.
Lee and I have lots of fun when we do these funny little things that we do.
In all honesty, I don't get it.
It'll be like a menage a trois.
I'm actually sitting here in my scanties.
Now see what you've done, Rachel.
I've got to tell you, though, it's pretty hilarious.
Oh, right.
Absolutely not. It's because you mended the studio and you broke everything.
What an idiot.
RTI.
It was Lee Banks that broke the studio, not me, as he does every week. He sits down, he's so heavy that, do you know, the desk in the studio wobbles when he sits down.
I say in German, ja wobble.
Yeah, wobble. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody.
I want to say something.
What do you want to say?
I want to say, from Manchester to Malaysia to Mariachi, it's Postcard from Poprad.
Well, you could have said something like Martin.
Martin?
It's a town in Poprad. From Manchester to Martin, you see.
I wanted to say the ones I said.
I thought you could do Marrakesh.
Marrakesh. Well, don't you know we're riding, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Rachel's standing by. She's nearly there.
Hello, Rach.
We are looking at mountains covered in snow. Just the peaks at the top at the moment, but it is there.
That's not your wobbly desk, is it? That's your wobbly something else.
Could be. Might be. Maybe. Don't know. It's a step flipping heck.
Look at that.
Look, we've got a person just walked in the studio unannounced. And you can't see that if you're driving down the road because otherwise you'll crash your car. There's cameras everywhere.
Has he got to sit here?
He'll have to sit there.
He'll have to sit there.
Okay. Yeah, he'll have to sit
through?
there. Stefan has entered the building. From Slovakia to Swindon, says
Well,
Sonia.
Elvis has gone.
Yeah, Elvis is gone. Although he was here this morning.
He was.
Which is a bit of a worry. Quite right, Sonia. From Slovakia to Swindon. But first of all, we've got to say hello to Auntie Rach.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Rach. How are you?
Stefan, oh my goodness. I'm so excited. From Portsea to Perth.
Portsea to Perth. You know, this might catch on. You never know. Before we get cracking on with stuff, I've got to say hello to Steve, who's already joined us.
Is that Steve Mann?
That's our Steve Mann.
Hello, Steve Mann.
Steve, I want a serious question. Are you feeling any better?
Oh, yeah, of course. You've been poorly, haven't you?
He's been really, really poorly.
Oh, Steve, you all right, mate?
So, and I don't want him to have an obituary on here. No. Mitchell says, hello, Poprad, good afternoon.
Is that Mitchell Thing?
Yes. It's Stefan. I was worried it was going to be Dave Rhodes.
Thank you.
That's terrible.
He's probably sleeping, Steve, because he's been to the Grand Old Opry and just about everywhere else.
He's had an amazing trip, hasn't
He has, actually. We've got to say hello to our great friend Safari Fan, who's here all the time. Nordwest is in, as is... Oh, gosh. Sorry, sir, I didn't realise you were here. Prince Kovu is here.
Prince who?
Prince Kovu.
Kovu?
Kovu.
Where's he from?
I have no idea.
Are you really a Prince Kovu?
I think he's from Africa by the look of it.
That's nice.
Hello to Hanks as well.
Who?
Las Bastion.
Got some bad words here, isn't there?
Yeah, Les Bastion. Timmy M. Hello, Timmy M.
Is that our Timmy Mallet?
I don't know. Could be, actually.
He's
like that, actually. Yeah. He's Timmy. Daniel Dasson is in the house as well.
Has he only got short legs and a really long body?
The guy's here as well.
Daniel Daxon.
No. You can't win, can you? You honestly cannot win. I don't know why you not come here. Rashid has joined us as always.
I've got a rash on my back.
No, this is proper Rashid. From
No,
India.
mine's proper Rashid.
No, actually, I think he's from Pakistan, if I remember rightly. Emily Strange is in the building.
Hello, Emily Strange.
Good day to you.
Yeah. We could have done that. Stevie's on the mend. Tablets are starting to work.
Yeah.
It's a 2-week course. Right, Steve Mann, pin back your lugholes.
Oh, here we go.
Do as you're told. Don't argue with your mum. Don't argue with your doctors. Shut up. Sit in the warm for a bit, because everybody else can do some work for a minute on the election. You stay at home and get better. End of debate. No arguments.
Let me just wind him up.
No.
Yes.
No, he's poorly.
Wait, I don't care, that's why to wind him up. Here's one for you, Steve. This is true. I've checked it out. I'm not exactly sure of the figures, but we're going to publish them when the time's right. Did you know Jeremy Corbyn is far more wealthier than Boris Johnson?
Probably is, actually.
By about 8 million.
Oh, hello to Hassan, who's just become a fan. Thank you, sir.
Hassan?
That's very kind of you. Very good indeed.
You're very quiet. What's up with you?
He's probably tired.
Not really. I am not. I'm just. I was really good fed today, just a moment ago. So I
heard you were out with Susanna having dinner.
Yes, we had, and not with Susanna only, with her daughter Hannah as well.
With Hannah, yes, right.
Yeah, it was lovely.
It's all right for some people. I'm sitting here slaving over a studio.
I had a piece of toast.
Was Mallet the guy on Piccadilly? Yes.
Is that one?
Yes.
No, is that one? Or
Is
that
that
somebody
that
else?
one? I have no idea. Keith Lewis is in the house. Hello, Keith.
Hello, Keith. We know you as well.
Now I've got to behave myself. Flipping heck.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, because he's a good broadcaster.
He's venerable.
He's very good, actually.
He's very good, but
Do
very
you know
venerable.
he's an ex-Ibiza DJ as well?
Is he indeed?
Yeah, club DJ.
Did he wear chinos?
He was in the house. I don't know, he's got knobbly knees.
So just flip-flops.
Yeah, I think he'd just be in jeans and flip-flops.
Yeah. Chinos don't have to show your knees.
Do you not?
No, you can have long chinos.
Oh, okay. So Keith will be all right in his long ones?
You'll be all right, Keith. How knobbly are your knees?
Oh,
Bad.
oh,
Could you park a bike in between?
oh, terrible.
Okay.
So I've seen him fall asleep, I can tell.
On his knees?
No, when he was on the floor.
And he had his knees out?
Well, he was laying with his knees out.
Out over his knees?
Quite a wide area. He's going to kill me later.
Jill!
Just listening to you two blockers, honestly.
Well, Rachel's now going to go, really? As I'm going to say, we are going to get rid of a couple of the news items out of the way, then we're going to talk Australia, because Rachel's got all the news. I
do.
Oh,
On what?
Oh, phew.
I am really interested because I wasn't here for quite a few numbers of show, and I didn't hear about Rachel for a long, long time. So I am really.
Don't worry, neither did I.
Yeah, we can go with that one. Richard Linley, the television reporter, he was a lovely guy actually, who worked for the ITN and the BBC on the Panorama programme. Probably one of his big things was talking to difficult people, but he was also the voice during the Falklands crisis in 1982. He was the anchorman talking to Margaret Thatcher at the time. And
Talking about awkward people.
Who?
Margaret Thatcher.
She wasn't awkward.
She was awkward. I interviewed her. She was
wasn't.
awkward.
That's because you were there.
No, because she wouldn't come out for a beer.
Exactly. What's she going to do that for? Flipping heck. Yeah, every time. I get the same everywhere, even on the National Union of Journalists page on Facebook. Oh, you ever heard of that Lee Banks? Yeah, nobody loves him.
Yeah, I know. I tell you what, I'm going to expose them talking about Steve Mann and things. It's nothing to do with you, Steve. I'm just trying to make a link. I'm going to expose them. I am really going to expose how few journalists are members of that page. It's
not many.
Absolutely. Of course there isn't.
It's rubbish.
And they're all spouting off. And you go on the profiles, and none of them have actually got anything to do with newspapers or broadcast
actually,
or media
I
or photography.
I did a little look, and some of them are extreme. You know, the activist types.
Yeah.
They're activist types.
Yeah, I know.
They're not proper media people.
No.
No, absolutely not. Are we sounding very snobby?
Yep.
Oh.
No, you're not. Just don't, Uncle Lee, when you expose this stuff, do not expose your knees.
No.
Now exactly people will think I'm Keith Lewis.
Well, that's true.
That's right.
Keith says hi, or he's being very good. Victoria Leith, the actress who worked with that bloke called Stanley Kubrick, who never did anything.
With Stanley Kubrick?
Oh, he did rubbish movies.
Oh, shit.
I'm so tempted to hang up. Oh,
Yeah, I am as well. I'm going to hang up. Let's hang up in protest.
okay. Bye.
What did he do?
Bye.
Kill people.
What did he do?
What did it
2001
do?
Space Odyssey. Hello.
Yeah.
Never watched it.
Clockwork Orange.
The
Rubbish.
Shining.
Yeah. What was that other one? That big war film? Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. He did. Actually, he did do one terrible movie, and that was Eyes Wide Shut. And that was Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, and they're dreadful.
That was
Well,
pretty
that's
good,
true.
actually. It was a bit slow, but it was quite. Yeah, he got a bit old by then, hadn't he?
Steve wants to know, are most journalists in a union these days? Yeah.
Well, they can't get in because of all these pretend people in the union.
But to be serious for a minute, most journalists are in the NUJ.
I don't know if most. Yeah, I suppose they are. Yeah.
Whether they're country members or active members is one thing.
It's-
But if you
yeah.
talk to the chairman of the chapels,
Yeah.
flipping heck, they're active.
I'd like to know how many members there are. I'll check it out, Steve. I'm not really sure. I think Eric's right. They are. But also the thing is, it does. The thing is, with the National Union of Journalists, they offer really good protection against bad people and bosses.
True.
Really good.
Lee Banks, you're in trouble.
Why? What have I done?
Keith Lewis says, you wish.
What? I had his knees.
Rach, help me out.
I know. He should have said, "You wish jellyfish."
Well, this is true. We are going to be serious for a minute before we get on to the election in the UK, which we will do, but not in the vein of everybody else.
No.
No. Very serious. I don't know if I actually saw the pictures of this amazing lady who was very brave, actually, because everybody thinks koala bears are cuddly and lovely. Actually, they're quite vicious little creatures.
They're also, you know what? They're smelly, and a lot of them, sadly, and this is true. I'm not just trying to be churlish. A lot of them have chlamydia.
Yep.
And they're smelly and they scratch, and they often will urinate on you for no apparent reason.
Sounds
Not
like
you know,
Englishman.
Yeah, and I saw
like a Friday night at the pub.
But I saw two videos, Rach. The first one was a koala almost running for its life and actually burning in the fires. And this woman rushed over and picked him up. And the other one was a fire officer in Australia whose phone is on at the moment. I hope not. Whose phone is on at the moment? It was Stefan. And this fireman, he'd got some bottled water and was carefully giving this koala bear a drink. And as he moved the bottle away, the koala bear reached out with his right hand, got hold of the guy's left hand, and just gently, really, really gently, sort of pulled him towards him as if to say, more, please. And it was the most moving movie I've ever seen. So, Rach, bring us up to date on the Sea of Fires, as they're called, around Australia, please.
Oh, it's really very scary. And many of the really bad fires have now been contained, as we don't like to say brought under control. We like to say contained. A few scary things have been going on. I mean, Queensland's still half on fire. New South Wales is on fire. But interestingly, the smoke has travelled so far from northern New South Wales, where these fires are, down to Sydney, that you can't see 5 feet in front of you. And Henry's been posting about it, and he's right. It's literally heading into the eastern suburbs where he is, at Bondi's in the east, and you can't see anything in front of you. People who are suffering from asthma and heart conditions have been cautioned to stay indoors while this goes on. It's been frightening. And in Adelaide, there was a huge fire on what we call the York Peninsula. There's a lot of scrubland there, and it's so dry. We've had such a drought that it's just basically kindling. But it's a scrub fire, so it's not exactly a bushfire, but it's scrub fire, and that smoke is travelling for miles and miles and miles up to the mountains, if you want to call them that. They're hills, but they're mountains. And then here in Melbourne, just yesterday, it was 39 degrees at its coolest.
Gosh.
And the wind was gusting up to 80 kilometres an hour in some parts. That's just recipe for fire disaster. But what happened here was that we had a dust storm, and you couldn't. Not only could you not see feet in front of you, you couldn't see centimetres in front of you, and that's really dangerous. But the other sad thing about that is it blows away all the topsoil, and when you've got no topsoil and you're in a drought, nothing is going to grow.
No.
So it's the weather's been really disastrous. But luckily, the major fires have been contained, and hopefully they'll bring them to an under control level. But it's November. We've still got a long way to go.
Question for you: is this usual for this time of the year?
Not this early, but because we've had the worst drought in decades, that everything's so dry and the weather has been getting so warm so quickly, it's been worse and a lot sooner. We normally see them sort of in January, December, January, so it's a little bit early, but it's this is Australia, and that's what happens. Half the time it's flooded, half the time it's on fire, and it's just the way of our weather. It's very extreme.
Yeah, Keith is just saying, I've seen the local footage on 7 Network Sydney, and it's really bad there. I mean,
really bad.
Have you got an update on the weather? Is there going to be a change in the weather?
There's, for Victoria today, where I live, it was, and the same in Adelaide, because we get our weather about a day after they do, because they're over to the west of us. But it was 39 degrees yesterday. Today it was 20. Mm-hmm. So there's a radical difference. And in Sydney, it's now going sort of down to 28, 25. In Queensland, it's always quite warm because it's north. Mm-hmm. But their problem is, of course, these winds that everything just keeps getting picked up. And a lot of these fires, unfortunately, are being deliberately lit.
Why?
They're not due to... Yep, they're being deliberately lit. Or I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking. But there's also the problem of people... burning fires where they shouldn't, while that it's not the intention of burning anything down, but when there are fire bans in place, because there's a complete fire ban over the entire eastern seaboard. But they will build a fire, and when they're not supposed to, that people flicking cigarettes out of their cars when they're driving. Just don't do those things, please don't. If you must smoke, at least extinguish it in your car.
No, do what I do. You take the bit out of the electric cigarette, and then you put that back in the packet, and I've got a portable ashtray, which is what I do.
Right, but not everybody's sensible enough to smoke electronically. They keep using the old way, and it's just you flick a cigarette butt out the window in a place where it's basically had no water.
It'll catch.
And you're asking for a fire to start. You're just asking for it. It's
just the heat and the ambient temperature, and I mean the heat from the sun plus the ambient temperature is going to start kindling straight away.
Of course, it's physics. It's combustible materials all joining together into the perfect storm of what becomes a huge disaster. People are losing their homes. Animals actually, that video we're talking about where the lady ran to get the koala when he was on fire, if you look at it again, she's actually taken off her top. And she's running in her bra.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it's amazing. And that koala, by the way, is in a animal refuge hospital. Yeah. And is being treated now and seems to be coming good, but a long way to go. Wow. It's very badly burnt.
That is really cool because it was arms, legs, back,
nose. His little nose. Oh,
his nose, as well. Oh,
his poor little nose. It's no good. But the thing, I get scared for the animals because they panic and they run away. And they often run in the wrong direction. Yeah. And that's very scary. They don't do what humans do. They have their instinct of fight or flight, and they flee.
Indeed. So we shall move on, Rach. Come back to that one, some more from Australia in a moment. Countdown star Rachel Riley is facing a calls to be sacked by some idiots after she edited a photo of Jeremy Corbyn at an anti-apartheid protest and accused the Labour leader of being racist. And our Rachel, see, they're all very outspoken, these Rachels, aren't they?
They are, but why did you say that they're idiots for sacking her for doing it?
Well, they don't want... Why should she be sacked? She can have an opinion.
She can have an opinion, but she can't accuse somebody of being... What it says on her
T-shirt... Do you want to borrow my teeth?
I was being erudite.
Oh, right.
Jeremy Corbyn is a racist endeavour. I don't even understand what she means, but she's equated him as a racist. Uh-huh. And for her, with her influence as a television do-gooder, that really it was a major mistake on her part. She's quite right. You know,
why can't she say what she wants?
Because why? It's like me accusing you of being a racist. You're not a racist, but it's just.
I might be. I might look at something and go, it's white.
Yeah, but it's Black Friday here as well. You know.
No, absolutely.
Well, I'm out after in a bit.
Why are you going?
I don't know where I'm going. I'm going shopping.
All right,
But
but
it's
she
wrong
has.
to say somebody's a racist when you have no proof, and to try and make political gain out of it because of your fame. She deserves sacking. I'm pleased she's sacked. She's very
No, she's not
pretty.
been sacked.
It says there.
Yeah.
It's there in black and white. So you'd be racist. Black and white there. She.
Facing.
All right, I apologise. I misread it. There are calls for her to be sacked, and I say sack her.
And I say don't.
She'd look good in a sack. She'd look good in anything or without anything.
Well, absolutely. Anyway, but you realise she does have history.
We've all got
Corbyn.
history here.
No, with Corbyn.
I know she don't like him.
No, she says on her. I looked on her Twitter feed this morning, and she says she's been to Dudley to talk to Ian Austin. Now that was the guy that famously said, "Don't vote Labour, vote Tory."
Yeah.
And she says she agrees with him, but the truth is, this is where it all starts. It's starting to get a bit silly, and social media is getting definitely silly. But I move on to the next thing because
No, don't move on.
No.
She said, I agree with Ian. A Corbyn government is the worst of all options. That's opinion. She's allowed to have that opinion, but to say he is a racist endeavour is terrible, shameful, disgusting, appalling. She should be sacked.
he's going to take them out and shoot them all soon.
I was avoiding that because I've been people looking at me in my long leather coat.
I don't like Jeremy Corbyn very much because I don't like
nice,
his duffel coat.
Yeah,
but
imagine her in a sack.
I'd never call him a racist. I'd call him a cat eater.
Anyway, there is a reason for mentioning this BBC programme tonight. The leaders of the Conservative, Labour, Liberal Democrats and the SNP will be quizzed, I hope, by Fiona Bruce.
Boring.
Which is a BBC Question Time special. Now, I'm quite interested to see how Fiona Bruce handles this, having watched David Dimbleby do it for years, how it will happen.
She's
now,
nice as well, Stefan.
yeah, she's all right, isn't she?
Yeah.
I wouldn't roll over her to
well,
you. Anyway, the interesting thing for the rest of us expats is that it's actually being shown on the BBC News website internationally. So everybody around the planet can watch it, which is unusual to see a BBC One programme free around the world. It starts at 1900 in the UK, which is 2000 CET, probably silly o'clock in Australia. And it goes on for 2 hours. Oh, I don't know if I can manage 2
It's
hours.
silly o'clock now.
But it was silly o'clock then.
And you're silly to be up.
What o'clock is actually over there right now?
What's the time in Australia?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is currently. Hang on, now I'm lying. Well, no, I don't want to lie. I'm talking to you, so I can't see my phone, and I don't know what the time is. It is 11. It's 11:22 p.m.
Wow.
That's not silly o'clock.
Almost
That's
silly.
getting up time.
It is to Rachel. Rachel's
it's
usually
just a second
half
bottle of wine time.
unconscious by 9.
Absolutely.
Second bottle of wine time.
Second bottle of wine time, Rachel.
Yeah.
What's
Anyway,
I don't drink.
I know you don't, do you? No.
I'm actually at 11.
I don't.
They're
Big
talking-
girl, big girl.
They're talking amongst themselves, Rach. Don't
Big
worry
girl,
about
Rach.
it.
He goes to bed at 11 o'clock, even earlier than you.
Gosh.
Oh!
That
I'm a big.
wasn't me.
Wasn't me either.
No, it was
It was
Lee.
me.
Anyway, so if you do want to watch what they're calling Leaders Debate tonight, it's on the... What are you doing? I'm trying to do my best BBC voice and you're mucking about with a mobile. Flipping it, mate. Anyway, the BBC News website, bbc.co.uk or bbc.com if we're outside the UK, 1900 UK time, 2000 CET, and something in Australia that we can't work out because we haven't taken our shoes off to count more than 10. It'll be there anyway. So you can actually watch the leaders of the parties if you're doing a postal vote as an expat. That might give you a clue as to what's happening over there in the UK.
Boring.
What?
And look who's on it.
Fiona Bruce?
Apart from her, eh?
Fiona Bruce.
Fiona Bruce, eh?
Oh, good Lord. Honestly, here we go again. It's the Rachel Sackabee all over again.
Oh, I see. Stefan's in the studio. Has now joined the chat room on Facebook so he can read the messages. Muffins.
No, he's not. He's watching us on the telly bit.
He's so vain. He's watching himself on telly.
Actually, I'm not watching
Turn your head,
myself.
turn your head to
me.
the left.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a better
On the back of
picture.
your head.
Yeah, you got to move. You got to move over to the left a bit.
He's got me on full frontal.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, we got him. For a second.
I wanted to see what's going on in our chat room, so that's why I.
Yeah, but I've got the other 6 chat rooms to do.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be doing chat, not reading it.
Oh, I see. A brewery is offering hundreds of homeless people its address so they can vote in the general election. Now, initially I thought, that's wrong. But I've had a look and gone through it all with the Electoral Commission, and they do actually allow people of no fixed abode and various other ones, especially people like merchant seamen that haven't got a house in the UK. Stop it.
Anything, I just didn't know you could buy
No,
it.
don't say it. No, don't say it, Hulk.
But the Electoral Commission have said as long as people register before the 26th of November, and you should do it, you should register, because if you don't register, you can't moan.
Why can't you register living on a boat? I thought you could register living on a boat.
Well, if it depends what sort of boat it is. If it's a houseboat,
In a canal.
no. If it's a
canal
canal boat that's not doesn't have a fixed address,
You can't get out of England, though, can it?
well, no, but it doesn't matter, does it?
Do you know
Well, if you're
what?
homeless,
This
you
is
don't have a
nice.
fixed
I like
address.
this idea. I think this is really terrific. We have compulsory voting in Australia still, so you can't not vote.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
but
wrong.
you could, like I've said it for ages. If you don't vote, you've got no right to complain about what happens.
No.
Yes, you
But
have.
if-
Yes,
No, you have not.
But
Yes,
I like
you
this.
have.
I
You-
like this. No, you don't. I like this, and I'll tell you why I like it. If this brewery's offering homeless people its address, now Prince Andrew can vote.
You went a long way to get there, didn't you? You went.
I
You
wasn't
went-
sure if I was going to do it, but I did it.
You went round the palaces 10 times to get there.
Yes, you did.
I changed
Yeah,
that.
It's not right. You should have a right to not
No.
vote. Of course you should. It's
No, sorry,
democracy.
no. I agree with you. You
Oh,
should have.
Listen to that.
I apologise.
He's apologising as well.
You should have the right not to
I've just
vote.
bit my tongue.
Yes.
You should have the right to vote.
Yes.
But if you have the right to vote and don't use it, then don't moan about the outcome.
I think you can moan about the outcome. I have no respect for any of the politicians standing for election, therefore I don't want to vote about them. But I have a democratic right to have a voice to say I don't respect any of these politicians, therefore I'm not voting for them. It's like, let me ask you a question, simple question, I'm sure I've asked this before. If you have a front door, do you have to answer it?
No.
There you are, same thing.
Yeah,
Yes, you do, because if you don't have a chimney, it might be Santa.
could be. I'm now going to lambast
Santa
the
is
man.
too fat anyway to fit into the chimney.
No, shh.
He, was,
Sorry.
he wasn't paying attention. Steve Mann, you're not paying attention.
Why are you not paying attention?
He's just written, are there
Because he's
countries...
not very well. Leave him alone.
No,
all right
not
then,
the
okay.
point. No, pick on him. Pick on him.
Are there countries where voting is compulsory? Yes. If you've been listening, Rachel just told you Australia is one of them.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But even if it wasn't, I would vote. Even if I didn't like any of the candidates or I didn't want to vote for them, I would go and vote because it's my civic duty to participate in the process, and I would draw a picture of a unicorn pooping a rainbow.
Right.
That's so sweet.
But in all fairness, Rach, I do vote. I'm allowed to vote in 2 lots of elections, not the national ones here yet because I'm not national. I'm resident, so I do vote in the local, the mayoral, and the EU elections. But I would not vote in the UK elections because I don't live there anymore. I think I gave
That's
that
a
right.
good reason.
I think
I
I
don't
wouldn't
vote
vote
anyway,
in the
so I
UK
wouldn't vote.
elections either because I live in Australia.
I think it's wrong for Slovaks to vote in the Slovak elections if they're living in the UK.
I don't know. The living in the UK or abroad may not be permanent, so
Yeah,
then I am voting actually for my future.
Yep.
If
Dead right.
if the
If
person
you-
is living abroad.
Just for a little while, yes. But if you've emigrated, like ever,
But how do you know you're going to be away forever? You might go back.
after 10 years, you shouldn't be able to vote. I mean, everybody was moaning. I think it's is it 15 or 23? It's something odd, where if you've been outside of the UK for a certain number of years, you then lose the right to vote because you've been resident in another country for a long time. And I think that's right.
It's a debatable point. I can see what you mean. If you're it depends what you've left the country for, I suppose.
If you've left it to live and work and make your adopted country somewhere else, then you've made a conscious decision to leave.
Does it mean you don't have any right to share an interest and enjoy the influence of your own country? I can see where you're coming from. I think it's a debatable point, and I'm going to go away and have
I actually think it's like the Spanish, a lot of it, because Brits when they go abroad, they still think they're in England when they're abroad.
That's because they're all getting dole the money and
Sonia
That's
says
because they're all drunk and they don't know where they are.
true. Sonia says, I know people that have lived outside the UK for at least 11 years and have no intention of returning. They are voting.
Yeah, but that's the point. Why can you not have an allegiance to your country and feel a right to influence things just because it's different if you have become not just a resident of a different country, you become a citizen. No, more than a citizen. If you become whatever that other word is.
It's a citizen.
Prime Minister?
Yeah, become Prime Minister of another country.
Yeah, I could just imagine Slovakia panicking.
I am a citizen of here.
Yes.
What's my next stage?
Citizenship.
No, I am a citizen.
No, you're not. You're a resident.
You're a resident.
Oh, aye, of course, yeah. I'm only a resident.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think he's brewing up to apologising again.
Listen, I have a breaking news story here that I need to share, and I would like to share this at this moment to show that I am not suffering from any kind of mental disease.
Sure.
Yes.
Is it going to
Not
apologise?
This is a
anything
true
wrong
story.
with
This is a
that.
real story, and I think it's worth... I missed it off the list. I forgot to put it on the list, but I think
Go
we
on,
need
then.
to say... Well, there's a bloke who's gone to one of the... This is in a way about voting. He's gone to one of these clinics in Switzerland. Don't look at me like that. He's gone to one of these places. Don't make me laugh. He's gone to one of these places in Switzerland, right? I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at Stefan.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
He's gone to one of these places. Oh, he's doing it now.
Okay, and he didn't get back as a bloke, but what's the story?
No. So, anyway, what happened was it was one of these end-of-life clinics, right?
For all our listeners,
I'll tell it later.
beating.
I'll tell it later. It's a very,
okay.
It's a very sad story.
I couldn't resist that. Oh, no. I take umbrage at this. The comment is, Lee can never apologise. He can only change the subject. No, that's what politicians do.
Yeah, and Steve Manns.
That's what politicians do.
And Steve Manns.
I kind of have a passion about this next story because my father was obviously in retail for many, many years. And I remember what it did to village shops when the big Tesco's of this world were set up in towns. And it has happened here as well.
Yes, it is, of course.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It hit a lot of small shops. But
I love Tesco. It's so great.
but it's true. People rush out and buy things online thinking it's going to save them a lot of money. Now, a survey was done in the UK where more than half of online shoppers last Christmas didn't get what they'd ordered. Not because anybody was conning them, it just didn't get there.
I thought it was just my mother had been buying presents for him.
So,
Okay, Uncle Eric, I've got a shocking fact about this particular story.
go on.
Because I live in Melbourne and all my family.
Rach,
Yeah.
do you want a drum roll?
Yes.
Hold on. There you go.
Shocking facts.
Number 2.
Because I live in Melbourne and all my family live in Adelaide, I ordered Christmas presents for my nieces and had them delivered to my sister's house.
Right.
Now, Australia Post, or as I like to call them, Australia Lost,
Mm-hmm.
they promised to deliver it this coming Monday.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Guinness Book moment, they delivered it today. So not only did they get it, but they got it early.
No.
That's a
When
good
does
thing.
that happen?
I can't remember. That's a shock.
Shocking
Never.
facts.
I made a call to the Guinness Book of Records, and they were very happy to receive my call.
Shocking facts number 3.
Right.
I have sent presents from here
Yes.
to England,
No.
and 3 times now, somebody between here and where the address in England has nicked them.
No. Why
Yeah.
don't you put tracking on them?
Well, I am now.
Oh,
Okay.
and shocking fact number 4,
Yeah.
Vegemite now shipped internationally.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
And the cheese one.
And the cheese one.
Oh, I love cheese Vegemite.
Oh. Shocking fact number 5.
Yeah. We're going to do some news?
In the bar in Poprad, what I frequent,
Yes.
do you know you can't, if you say Tatra tea, they don't know what you mean. You have to say,
Tatra and chai.
you have to,
Tatransky chai.
No,
Yeah.
you say Tatra tea, and you go, oh, Tatra tea, and then you get your Tatra tea, but they only had 37% proof. They didn't have any 52% proof. Shocking fact.
We do not encourage people to drink excessive amounts of alcohol like one of our contributors here today, who only wants high alcohol booze.
I'm very tired today.
That's probably why.
Shocking fact number 6.
Right.
In a bar in Poprad, one day, Lee wasn't there.
Actually, Keith, you're right. I do prefer Marmite. In fact, I bought the last couple of jars from Tesco's the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Dave Rhodes just sent us a message. He's alive and well.
Is it?
Hello, Dave.
Oh, he's there.
Hello.
He's there.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Can you hear me, Mother?
Yeah,
Grand Old Opry.
Unfortunately.
we can hear you, Mum.
That was Stefan, not me.
Hello, Dave. Mort calling also.
Hello.
Nano,
Hello.
Shaz back.
I am here.
What?
Are you?
Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Hello, Dave.
Dave, are you asleep?
I have woken up now. Sorry, I did doze off.
Did
would
you?
have
Is
been
it
here
because you
earlier.
heard all the noise from the other side of the world?
Lord Charles Burrows says hello.
Hello, Lord Charles.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Lord
Hello.
Charles.
Is he a dummy?
No, not that one.
Oh.
He's a real person.
Is he a real Lord Charles?
Yes.
Is he really Lord Charles? Or does he just have a god complex?
Nevian.
Tell us, Charles,
Never.
are you a real lord? Dave!
Yes.
Help us out.
Oh, gold. Go on.
I wish to
Which way
know.
did you come in?
I wish to know if you had hugs with Daisy.
I didn't get to meet her, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Not this
No.
time. I've met her before.
He doesn't know what we're talking about.
Who doesn't?
You.
I do.
What? Who?
But I don't.
Daisy Roots.
What do you mean Daisy Roots?
I've been out with her.
Does she?
Dave.
Daisy Root.
Yeah, exactly. Who's Daisy Roots?
Stop saying that. It's
Daisy
that's a swear
Roots.
in Australia. That is a swear in this country.
Shocking facts.
Shocking fact.
He's talking about Daisy.
Out of the thingy, what's it's on with the car that she used to jump in with her little short things on. And you could
And
see
that's Daisy
Yeah.
Duke.
that's her,
Daisy
Daisy.
Dukes. The
Da-
Dukes of Hazzard.
Daisy Roots.
He was in 01.
I know, he was.
I know.
Did you see Daisy Roots? Boots. Dukes. Are you a Duke, Charles? What are your roots?
If anybody understands this programme today, would you please write in and tell me what it's all about? Because I have no
And
idea.
then the post office won't deliver it.
Yeah, exactly. And then he only got to stood on the stage.
Of the Grand Old Opry.
Correct.
That was
Did you
where...
sing, Dave? Did you do a song?
No, because they would have thrown me out.
Oh, stop. You got a lovely singing voice.
Actually, he should be quite honoured, you know. Dave should be.
Why?
Oh, good grief.
Well, because you've been following his American trip.
I love his American.
I've been following it.
Yeah.
We're all following Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You have
true.
a following,
We're all
Dave.
following Dave.
Yeah.
That's worrying, really.
Yeah.
The first
Well,
time I've
did
ever
you
done
know-
anything.
It's not stalking, Dave. It's all. Don't be scared.
Shocking fact number 7.
Yes.
My friend, Roger Chapman, punched Bill, whatever his name is, who ran the Grand Old Opry, in 1969 at the Grand Ole Opry in the Gob.
Like I
Shocking.
would. Yes. I'm so shocked my gasp is flabbered.
There you
The
go.
rest of you's flabbered, so why shouldn't you gasp?
Dave, where?
Oh. Where next? Well, I'm in Miami at the moment, and
Ooh, nice.
I'm going to go to the Everglades today. So I'm
Are
going to
you?
be eaten by a crocodile.
No, just be
gosh.
careful. They got,
Are you
don't
are
worry,
you gonna
I-
are you gonna go out in a Ferrari or something
What, on the
In a
Everglades?
Ferrari.
in Miami?
Sing.
Miami Vice. You got to drive in a Ferrari.
No, I know Everglades. You have one of those flying boats. But if you're going to see the crocodiles, make it snappy, Dave.
Ah.
Or
hey.
Dave always.
Tony Blackburn's joke book.
Or can you
Yes.
back a good one, Dave?
Yeah,
Something to
and
get
see if
your
you can
teeth
see a
into.
crocodile while you're there.
Yeah. Actually, Dave,
You'll have a long tale to tell.
Dave,
Yes.
Oh.
Hello.
could you do some market research?
I can try.
What, interview
What
the
would you like me
crocodiles?
Because they sell crocodile
Ah.
burgers in the Everglades. You know, around the side of the Everglades, because they catch the crocodiles. They catch the crocodiles and they make burgers out of the meat.
Who catches them? The
It tastes
crocodile?
like chicken.
Does
tastes
it?
like
Have you had
chicken.
one?
Yeah, I've had one.
Oh,
You better don't have the burger though. Have a steak. They're better.
Why do old people get called old crocs?
don't know.
All right, because of the skin.
Oh yeah,
Of course,
wrinkles.
the skin.
Yeah,
Thank
look-
you.
yeah, look
She's
at-
so clever, you know.
I know.
She's
Shocking
incredible.
fact.
Actually, if anybody's watching on the telly, just look at Lee's forehead. You can see it, the crocs.
Oh, forehead, yes. He keeps
That's,
picking on
is
my
that
forehead.
payback for the flabbergasted thing?
Yes, it is. That's absolute payback. So, Dave, when are you returning to the UK? Is it this Saturday?
Don't come back, Dave. Stay there. It's brilliant.
I don't want to come back. I'm going to stay here forever.
I will.
They'll have to
That's good
find
because
me
then
first.
you won't have to vote.
It's pretty cheap to live there. you
That's
know.
true. I come back officially on the. I leave New York on Black Friday if I don't get
Next week.
stampeded.
That's today.
Yes,
No, it's
I've
next
got another
week.
week.
But is it not Black Friday today?
No, it's the 27th.
Well, why am I going shopping today then?
I have no idea.
You didn't tell me.
We
Because
have
all
it-
the
we have
shops have
Black
already
Friday.
started early.
Yes.
Thank you, Dave.
We
See
have it
more
here
sense.
today.
What?
We have it here today. We have Black Friday too. We do it a week early.
Yeah. Is it true anyone can call themselves Baron before their name? I don't know.
If they can't have babies, yeah.
Baron von
Oh!
Tiddlywinkly. Suppose you could. Steve wants to know, is it true that the Marmite factory is next to the nappy recycling factory? Ho, ho.
No, because
That's terrible.
that's terrible because we don't have Marmite.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it is a treasure map on Steve's head. Lee's head. Got Steve on the brain.
Steve said that's terrible.
There is a treasure map. I can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wrinkles.
That's not a wrinkle. That's a laughter line.
That's a wrinkle, for goodness
That's a character
sake.
line. That's a character line, and he's
Can I
got lots
tell
of
me
that.
story?
Oh, in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Oh, I got it wrong again.
What?
Keith just told me off.
What?
There are no crocodiles in Miami. It's only alligators.
He's right.
He's right.
There's no jokes about alligators, is there? Can we think of a joke about alligators?
Alligators. No.
Are there no jokes about alligators?
I'll have to phone Mr. T. He'll have jokes about alligators.
Yeah, do.
I do, but it's about somebody getting eaten. Is that all right?
Yeah,
Yes,
tell it.
that's fine. That's fine.
Tell it.
Okay. There were these two lovely tourists, and they were from Czechoslovakia.
Excuse
And
me,
they-
that doesn't exist.
Well, anyway, let me tell my joke.
It's an old joke.
Don't be a party pooper. It's
okay.
a very old joke.
Right.
It's a very old joke, so it's just
She's just
send your
repeated my
mind back.
joke twice.
I know.
There were these two lovely tourists, and they were walking along the banks of a river, and one of them fell in and got eaten by an alligator or crocodile. And the tour guide says, "Don't worry, we know where he is. The check is in the mail."
Can I tell my story now?
Yes.
This is a true story, right? and it's very sad, and don't you try and make me laugh again, right? This
Me?
is true. Yes, this bloke went to an end-of-life clinic in Switzerland, somewhere Sweden, right? Switzerland to end his life, right? And he put in an official complaint because he said at his last breakfast they served him Cheerios.
That's an old joke from Facebook.
I know, I saw it on Facebook.
Exactly. It was a rubbish joke.
It's funny. They served him
That's
Cheerios.
so terrible. I'm going to visit an end-of-life clinic myself.
Why do you like Cheerios?
No, but you can end your life here in Melbourne.
That's true.
Yeah. Ow! Just breathe in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's,
Rach,
that's Bondi.
We need an Australian bit of help. How many alligators does it take to make Gatorade?
Well, 8, because it's Gatorade.
Very good.
right.
Yes.
A swinging
Yes.
gator.
Oh, Dave. I've just had a thought.
Oh,
Dave.
Dave.
No.
Dave.
Another thought.
Yes.
Go on. Yes,
Have you
no.
had proper American breakfast yet?
with grits.
Yes.
He was
And
not
I
sure,
didn't
is he?
need to eat for the rest of the day.
Brilliant.
No,
Go on.
huge
You
fair
just tell
breakfast.
everybody what a real American breakfast is like.
Well, basically, it's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not very descriptive, is it?
No, you don't know.
No,
No.
No.
that's probably as far as I'm going to go. at the
Bacon
moment.
and eggs.
Did you have
and
the steak
grits.
one?
The steak one? No, I didn't have the steak one.
He's not had anything. He's not. He's
He's
been
not.
pining
He
for
hasn't had,
England,
he hasn't had breakfast
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
In
Can't you afford it, Dave?
in the restaurant bar venue opposite the Grand Ole Opry Hotel in Nashville, they do breakfast.
Yeah.
It consists of a 12-ounce T-bone steak.
Yeah, but that's disgusting.
No.
No, if you're a
then you have
vegetarian, that's
eggs,
disgusting.
bacon, sausage, tomato,
Yeah.
toast,
Yeah.
grits and gravy,
Yeah.
orange juice and coffee. That is an American breakfast.
If you
And
go,
then they call you an ambulance.
Well, no!
that's to take your carry out home, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's like I forgot his name
Grits
now.
is like semolina.
It is, but it's gorgeous.
It is lovely. But it's very flavourless until you put like molasses or something like that on there.
Yeah. Well, your gravy, or I actually had
Maple syrup.
maple syrup. I
Yeah.
went out with her.
They
and
put that
all.
on everything. They put it on their bacon. It's really weird.
I know.
I know.
It is very similar to semolina.
Excuse me.
If you'd have just gone
Oh.
like this, and I was dropping my hand down from the top, I would have put your fader down for you.
I just thought it was only a little coffee. I said,
Again. It's an echo. So
What's happened?
it's kind of like semolina, mate. But it's got less of a taste to it. It's
bland.
very gritty, like semolina.
Yeah.
Which is why they call it grits.
yeah.
It's kind of semolina, but it's
It is
smaller.
We keep saying this,
But it's sort of
everybody's
like-
agreeing with you.
Smaller.
How do you mean it's smaller?
It's sort of like the grittiness is smaller than normal semolina
You
for
mean
the
it's
Dropped it
UK.
on the floor.
finer?
Finer, that's the word, Rach. Thank you. Finer.
She's very
That's
clever,
right.
isn't she?
She's good today, isn't she?
Yes, on the ball here, eh?
On fire.
I like my Cheerios joke.
I'm on fire like the half of the country.
Terrible. Eric and
Sorry.
dreaded shame.
My commiserations go to myself and all fellow fans of the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, because we've now got Jose Mourinho back doing stuff in the UK. That's the end of us then.
No, do you know what? I saw this on the news this morning. I saw this on my news this morning, and I thought, why do I care? But apparently this is a big deal because he's always slagged off this particular team. And
Yes.
now he's going to go manage
He's
it.
always been slagging everybody off, and then he goes and doesn't. Well, never mind. Wild boars in Tuscany have really upset the drug barons because they sniffed out and destroyed £17,000 worth of cocaine, and they ate it.
The pigs
And
did.
then they go really wild.
Yeah,
Wow.
the bacon went flying high.
Nothing boring about them then.
Oh, so pigs. So what are you saying is pigs might fly?
Yes,
Well, they were.
they were at the time,
That's
and another pig has been blamed.
This just isn't true.
It
This
is.
just isn't true.
It
It's
is.
not- No, he can't. They'd all be 2 kilos of cocaine.
Yeah, but there's lots of wild boars there.
Oh, they all
they're
shared
pretty
it
big,
out.
Uncle Lee.
They all laid it out on a branch and
That
sniffed
was all
it.
everywhere. Anyway, Dave, good news for you.
Yeah, a pig has been
Really?
blamed for bringing
Yeah, you missed a pig blocking the trains.
It's called Beecham.
No.
What's with all the pig stories?
I
man?
don't know.
What's going
But,
on?
honestly, Dave, a pig has been blamed for bringing some of London's busiest rail lines to a halt on Wednesday.
A bit late now, but it is.
Yeah, but anyway, the engineers went out to fix a leaking water pipe which was damaging the electrics and everything, only to find this ruddy great pig there who wouldn't let them go anywhere near the water. He was being all abusive, and they had to cancel trains.
Well, he knew that if he went anywhere near anything dangerous, he'd be in quite the pickle.
Oh, very good.
His name was Pickle.
Thank you.
Anyway, it was a bag of crisps, or better known as chips here, that lured him away in the end from the water.
That'd lure me away.
Isn't that
I'd get away from the water if you offered me a bag of chippies.
Oh, anyway, and it gets worse, Dave. Apparently, South Western Rail are going to go out on strike for 27 days, starting from the 2nd December across Christmas.
Everybody just think they were being late as normal.
Yeah, exactly. Prince Andrew, we'll touch on it shortly, has been asked to answer FBI questions. Then why the heck is that woman who killed that lad not coming over to the UK and answering police questions then?
Different thing.
No, double standards.
Yeah, it's not double standards.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It is double
Yes, it
standards.
is double
Thank you very much.
standards,
Pausing their tour until concerns about environmentally beneficial things happening are on the table. It's what you call a PR stunt.
Let me cold. Yeah, don't like them.
No.
Think they're rubbish. Worst band ever come out. Yeah,
They've made one or two good tracks, but they're not.
Not really.
They're not memorable to the
Nah,
nth degree.
And that bloke who does the singing, he just looks like an overgrown student.
See?
Yeah, what's
Sure.
he called? Chris Mitchell or something.
Yeah, Chris Mitchell.
Chris
Chris
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, see, we don't even know his name.
No, never heard of
He's
him.
so unimportant.
Yeah,
We don't know.
never heard of him. Don't know what he
It's
looks
got
like.
nothing
or
to do
anything.
with our age at all, boys and girls.
Nothing to do with our age. Just leave me cold.
Yeah, SpaceX's
Even
Starship.
when they
Paltrow left
play.
him. That's how boring he is.
That's true.
No, you've got to do the one about the Russians nicking everybody's toilets.
Well, I haven't got there yet.
Oh, my watch is fast. Sorry.
We'll be too busy talking about breakfast.
Yes, this is true. We like breakfast.
I like Cheerios for breakfast.
Yeah, I'm loving Weetabix.
Weetabix
Do you know my
is
lovely
all right.
wife brought me the real
Oh
big
no!
ones, the
I'm sorry, I
48s.
even mentioned
Yeah.
it. Stop.
What?
Stop. Oh no! We don't want not more breakfast, please.
Well, yeah, because you can't buy Weetabix here, Rach.
No, it's like, but this
Are
is a bit
you?
like
No,
eating Donald Trump's hair.
no, it's not. You put cold milk on Weetabix in the morning, and they are fabulous. And my lovely wife bought me 4 of the big family boxes, the big ones.
She took you to the cinema as well, didn't she?
She did.
I think she likes you.
Shocking fact number 8:
What?
Weetabix. If you ask for Weetabix here, people will look at you oddly because here it is called Wheat-Bix.
Oh, of course it is, isn't it?
Why?
Oh, we just don't like we're lazy and we don't like to pronounce our extra
I
vowels and
understand, yeah.
consonants.
An extra A.
Yeah, and for our Australian friends, it's perfectly acceptable to go to a shop and get some Durex.
So you. So
That's true.
What,
Yes.
eh?
What do you mean, what, eh? It's sellotape.
What? Durex is sellotape.
It is.
Well, I
Yes.
don't use that.
Durex is sellotape in
I
Australia.
suppose you get stuck in.
It's both now, Uncle Eric. We do both of the kinds of Durex.
Well, that's true, but it is true.
Do they
Space.
have Durex over there as we have over here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, aren't they confused?
Do you put them over your head? And blow them up?
I have got a top tip to do, yeah?
Well,
Oh,
you do-
that's what
Okay,
we're
go
talking about. Get them out then.
I've got a top tip.
SpaceX.
Here we go.
Oh yes.
Everybody must go and watch the new Charlie's Angels movie.
Oh.
Oh, you don't need one of them.
Why would I do
But it's
that?
wrong.
Because the,
Why do we
B-
want to
the,
go
the
see it?
BBC's film critic, Nicholas Barber, says it's grimly unimaginative and tediously for a big word, and he says it's terrible. So if he says it's terrible, it's going to be brilliant.
No, I agree. It's terrible.
Says the Consumer Watch Foundation. I've not mentioned this first time I mentioned it, you know.
I know.
The Consumer Watch Foundation's book critic.
I'm 50%
sitting-
through it.
You should have done it, and it takes you an hour.
What, to read 500
Oh,
pages?
you read it? Oh, you're reading it?
Yes.
You don't have to read it to be a book critic.
What, so book critics lie?
No, they don't lie. They just don't read the books.
Oh, for goodness
You
sake.
read the blurb on the back and do it from that. It's like when I was a music critic, I never wrote a crit from the show. I always wrote it before I went to the show.
You see what I mean? This is what we're up against.
Until I went to see Errol Brown, and his song was still sexy after all these years. And I said, my crit said, "No, you're not sexy after all these years, Errol. You're 78. You don't. How can anyone?" Blah blah. And he was incredible. I actually had to write a crit.
Right. Thank you, Ben, for the big thumbs up, by the way. Anyway, it's going to be brilliant because the BBC's film critic says it's rubbish. Therefore, we're going to go and watch Charlie's Angels.
No, don't. It's really, I beseech you not to. It's like all the other Charlie's Angels movies that they rebooted were really good. And this one's really not. It's just missed the mark.
Is it?
Charlie's Angels.
I've seen it. I promise you, I've seen it. It's missed the mark, and I'm really, really sad about it because I love Elizabeth Banks. She's such a great filmmaker, and I was very disappointed. I went, oh, it's missed the mark. It's missed the mark.
True. Ukraine has accused Russia of removing weapons and equipment, including toilets. Well, what do you expect from Russia?
Why
The low-down bum.
Why would they nick all the toilets?
Because then they haven't got to get any.
They'll steal the teeth. They'll steal the teeth out of your granny's mouth.
Yeah.
That's a bit rude about Russians. Why are you being so rude about Russians?
Well,
they
because
steal toilets.
They're broke. They're skint.
So they've got to nick people's toilets. What are they doing? Selling toilets on the black market? What's happened to drugs?
No, they're just
they'll upgrade their own
depriving people
boats.
of having a toilet.
Yes.
So
Nick the toilets to upgrade the ones.
I mean,
that
they've
are
nicked
old.
the guns and everything else off of it, and the toilets, so they can put them in the worn-out, completely shot to bits Russian boats. And everybody, oh look, Mr. Putin's giving us a new car seat to sit on.
I reckon they've nicked all the toilets, so they can't find any evidence who's done it because they've got nothing to go on.
Yep. Twitter and Google restricting their political adverts. Twitter are banning them. Lock, stock and smoking barrel. I don't think that's going to work.
What are you doing, Stefan?
I'm looking for the article.
And Google are going to restrict their political adverts worldwide.
Of course they should.
Don't care.
Don't care either, actually. I don't vote.
Well, I don't
I
care.
don't care.
Do you know, people say to me, they go,
I don't.
no, they go, Carl, you're very busy on Twitter. I go, no. And they go, yeah, because you're doing all this and this. I said, honestly, I think I go to Twitter maybe about 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Because my Twitter feed is fed from my Facebook feed.
I know, you've still not shown me how to do that.
It's easy.
It
You
might
just
be
link
easy, but
them
you've
up,
not
Lee.
shown
It's
me.
really easy. I can talk you through it.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Rachel. You're very kind.
David.
David.
Henry does the same thing. Henry does the same thing, and I say, "Oh, look, you're on Twitter," and he said, "No, they're linked. I haven't been on Twitter since I opened the account."
Yeah, exactly.
I said, "Why did you link them for?" And he said, "You told me to."
Well, there you are. We've got to start getting round the table. Well, metaphorical table, I have to say. Dave, so quickly, the weekend for you is?
Being eaten by a crocodile today.
You mean an alligator?
then-
Alligator.
An alligator.
Alligator.
And then I'm going to NASA later on in the weekend.
You're going to NASA? Oh, what?
Oh, you'll get a
I
rocket.
hate you now.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Take lots of pictures, Dave. I'm beyond jealous.
Yes.
What's
I
that?
will do.
Where's that rocket
Thank
just blown
you.
up? That was that NASA?
No.
Where was that then?
No, that's SpaceX.
SpaceX
Where's
station up long way up the road. Miles and
Doesn't
miles.
matter. It was just a prototype.
It's only a part one.
It went up like a
A big, yes,
Yeah.
one of those.
bomb.
He did.
Firework.
A big
Firework,
firework.
yeah,
That's the one,
exactly.
Dave. Thank you. That's what I couldn't say. You'd nicked the word. So you're off doing that, Rach?
Oh, this is good. I have to work tomorrow, but not till about midday. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to a lovely Christmas party with the lovely Adam Devlin. Who
Oh,
you
right.
may or may
Nice.
not
Why you
know.
going to
You know
Christmas
Adam
party in
Devlin.
November?
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to a lovely soiree at his abode tomorrow evening. And then Sunday, I've got to
Yeah,
make about 6 to
soiree.
7 candles.
I didn't know he lived on a boat.
You got orders for candles?
I've got to make 67 on
candles.
Sunday.
60. Ooh, blimey.
Business is really booming.
And Stefan?
Tonight we are having board game night again.
Yep.
So
Oh,
we-
fun.
Yeah, fun,
Yeah, really
and
cool.
wine.
And wine. And you quickly?
Me?
Yeah.
What am I doing
Yeah.
this weekend? I've no idea. I just live life.
Right.
That's great.
There's nothing more that can be said. That was Postcard
What are you
from... I don't know. I never know what day of week it is, let alone anything else. That was Postcard from Poprad. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Have a great week until next week. And do remember, please register to vote if you haven't, because it's important that you do. It's simple as that.